Hi, and welcome to Carl and Rick Talk Risk for this week. Hey, Rick, how are you?
Awesome. How are you, Carl?
I'm great, thanks. As always, please subscribe if you enjoy our conversations. Comment on this video, tell us what you think. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Well, Rick, for this week, we wanted to talk about an article by Malcolm Gladwell. Could you take it away and tell us what the article's about?
Well, yeah. This is a little bit of a golden oldie. It's one of Gladwell's books, and I probably should have done a little bit more research or been a little bit more prepared to give you the date. But the book's probably 15, 20 years old, and the book is What the Dog Saw. And I like to go into my library. One of the huge advantages of owning books is you can go back and read them again. So the other night I was rereading it, and one of the chapters was about puzzles versus mysteries. And I just think that this is so appropriate for risk management. Gladwell is writing mainly about how the U.S. military is learning to look at issues not as puzzles, but as mysteries. And I thought, gee, that's very interesting. And there's just so many branches that come off from this. I don't know about you, but when I think of a puzzle, I think of perhaps a jigsaw puzzle or a Sudoku or, crossword puzzle. And, everything fits together. It might be very difficult to solve, but it fits together. You get a solution, and at the end, you get that little ping of, I'm so brilliant. I solved this. My current passion is Ken for those who don't know Ken. It's kind of like Sudoku, but with math involved, with algebra involved, or addition, subtraction, multiplication, division involved, and yeah, you get satisfaction from solving it, but mysteries are much more forward looking. Mysteries are where you don't have all the information. Mysteries are things where there still can be evolving features, surprises.
Yeah.
And when I think about risk management, both financial risk management and enterprise risk management, it seems like we spend a lot of time thinking in puzzles when in reality, the issues we have are mysteries. So, that's why I
Yeah,
thought it was relevant.
interesting. Yeah, because mysteries are not really meant to be solved. We kind of enjoy that they might never be solved. That's part of the intrigue about them, right?
Or if I could just interject,
Yeah.
a really good mystery on TV will have the mystery being solved, but then there's always the extra line.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah. It's an open question. Yeah.
there's another mystery, or there's another element, or there's still something missing. Even, my favorite, Sherlock Holmes always had that one little detail that was never completely sewn up. And of course, the Holmes series ends with a big mystery. So,
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we are making risk management sounds very sexy. So I think even on that basis, it's a good thing. But I like the way that reframing. I feel like it takes some of the pressure off too. A puzzle, if you have one missing piece, you're never going to solve it. You're done. Forget about it. Throw it out. A mystery isn't. I mean, the purpose is not to solve it. It's more about the process, right, than the end destination. I feel like it could bring about a more of a pragmatic mindset that it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to have every last little piece. That there's good enough. There's such a concept as good enough. That's one of my favorite sayings in getting projects done with other people is, let's not let perfection be the enemy of good.
Again, I'm being very, very, very rude today. I'm going to have to, get the rudence. There used to be a list of risk management rules by risk metrics, and one of them was better to be approximately right than precisely wrong, which I think sums that up very nicely. And so often in risk management today, we are so anal retentive about being precise
Yeah.
that by the
Yeah.
time we get there, we never ask, are we answering the question?
Exactly, exactly. And I think it's a double-edged sword, right? Because, we have a lot of quantitative people in risk management. We have a lot of former, physics and STEM majors that enter, um, and they're very good at building models, very good at black and white problems like puzzles, and maybe don't treat things as mysteries that, there's some um, opacity to certain problems. And Rick, not to toot our own horns here, but I think this might be a case of what is it, neural diversity at play, that different people bring different skills to problems, and having a bit of an understanding of sociology, psychology, a few of the things you mentioned in your recent article for Intelligent Risk, can act as a counterbalance to all the quants in risk management and offer a different perspective, a storytelling dimension, more of a um, less less black and white image of how things are working and what could be.
While it's great to be a specialist in one area, it's even greater to be a specialist in one area, but have cognitive diversity as well. Even a little tiny grain of salt of knowledge in a variety of other areas can add a whole bunch of flavor and texture to your specialist knowledge. And uh, ultimately, with puzzles and mysteries, puzzles can be solved by AI. Mysteries
Yes.
cannot.
Yes.
Mysteries are for humans. Puzzles are for Sunday afternoon when you're relaxing and you want to de-stress from work and get that little push of endorphins for when you solve the Sudoku. So
That's it.
anyhow,
That's it. I mean, the one way I saw it framed recently was an article about Goldman Sachs chief economist, who was talking about a psychologist who influenced him named Philip Tetlock. And he laid out, experts are either hedgehogs who are very good at doing one thing, rolling into a ball, uh, or foxes who are good at many different things and can shift from one to the other as circumstances demand. And his point in this was saying that, listen, when things shift quickly, like COVID, for instance, we have to be able to change to a different economic framework and understand things through a different lens. And he's a very successful forecaster, so he's doing something right. But yeah, the puzzles versus mysteries reminds me of reading that. Ulrich, I think that's good for this week. Plenty to continue from here for next week. And just a quick reminder to anyone watching: hit subscribe. Tell us what your thoughts are on everything we touched on today. And Rick, have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you again soon.
you too. Have fun, Carl.